Yeah, it's that time again, Ben.
Yes, it is.
How is your pie, guy?
My pie is quite fine, especially after these past few weeks of fun surf, Tyler.
Yes, well, Ben, let's just first welcome all our listeners to Swell Season Surf Radio. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all having a swimmingly good week. How good is that song intro, too?
It was. Another deep cut, I assume. It also sounds like, and you'll let us know in a second, but it does sound like a public service announcement for clean beaches.
It was. It was actually Surfrider PSA from like the late 80s.
Love it.
And it was also, I don't know if you know about this, but back in the 80s, the Surfrider Foundation put together a whole album. It's on Spotify and iTunes. And basically they got different pro surfers to sing the songs. I don't know if you remember, like, the World Wrestling Federation did something like that back in the 80s. And so Surfrider did their own version of it. So there's one with, like, Tom Curran sings, Frida Zamba. This one, Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's so funny.
I know.
It's like a sort of We Are the World celebrity.
Can you imagine if they did that now with like Felipe and Gabriel and Idolo and Slater on the guitar?
I love it.
That'd be hilarious. Ben, we have it's been a little bit.
It has been.
We front loaded and pre-recorded a bunch of shows at the Vans Duct Tape.
Exactly. I hope folks enjoyed those. A lot of different perspectives, some big names that you may know, some up and comers.
That Al Nos one, what a smoker! That guy sure knows how to chat.
Well, we thank them for joining us on the show.
Yeah. But we have a great show here. We're going to be pulling something out of my archives. Yeah. It's an interview, a live interview that I did with Shaun Tomson at Warby Parker.
Okay, interesting.
in like the West Village or Chelsea area.
Huh.
It was great. It's great interview. I press him on a lot of stuff. I press him on. He like spoke out against a lot of the pro surfers who boycotted surfing in South Africa during apartheid, and I pressed him on that in this interview. So it's really we get into it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why? What Warby wanted an icon? What was the why there?
It was a fundraiser. My friend Laura Rubin had organized, and so what we did was. She organized and got Warby Parker to provide the space, and then what did we do? We did it in front of all these people, and it was great. And then one of my friends, Ross, he had recorded it for me,
Amazing.
So it was really cool.
Cool.
So
Laura Rubin, who's great. She's been on the show. She seems to like.
She's awesome.
She brings so many people together.
It's awesome. Yeah. And my friend Ross Covell. He's the one who recorded. He's a writer as well.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to go into it. But before we do, we have a public service announcement of our own.
Ah, yes.
The Encyclopedia of Surfing is fundraising from now until November 10th. And
just a few days.
It's just a little bit extra. They need a little bit extra to go, but he's doing okay. But
Matt Warshaw.
This is such an important resource for surfing and surfers. There's so many fun things you can do with it. You can spend all evening for like weeks just going through it, months even. It's nuts. Like, you want to become a surf encyclopedia, you just read it.
Hey, Thanksgiving's coming up.
That's right.
You can gather your family around and just pepper them with the historical
Well, I've come up
anecdotes.
with drinking games around it. So what you do is like Russian roulette surf knowledge, and you just pick a random tile on the website, and then the person you're with has to guess who that surfer is within 12 guesses.
I love that.
Yeah, and if you don't, you got to pound it. Yeah.
Foster's.
That's right. VB. That's where he did it, mate. So here's their statement. The Encyclopedia of Surfing 2019 fundraiser is on, And if your credit card is already limbered up, click the link in the bio of their Instagram to donate. They are a fully registered 501c3 nonprofit, tax deductible. And in 2017, when the Encyclopedia of Surf was flatlining, we put out the SOS, and all of us came together to rally and help support it. Today, they have 1,200 subscribers and a small rainy day fund in the bank, which is great. New pages go up daily, and the Sunday joint newsletter, which every Sunday I get from Matt, is awesome reading, really fun. But they could be doing more, and they want to do more, so this is an opportunity to fundraise so they can add some extra hands to add more content.
So let's just pause for a second on the value of supporting research and archival work here. I mean, it sounds sort of like arcane and that there are teams of people who will do this, and we can just trust that this takes place, but it needs to be supported.
It does.
It's like folks who give money to their radio, public radio or whatever it is. This kind of stuff is really important, especially when accuracy and history needs to be taken care of.
If you give a damn about surf culture, you should support this, because Surfer Magazine's owned by American Media, which is the tabloid that buries all the Donald Trump stuff. So,
right. Of course.
So those
Inquirer.
motherfuckers aren't putting out any of the archived Surfer Magazine issues. They're not holding on to it. I wouldn't even be surprised if they ordered that shit burned. So there is no guarantee in preserving our history. This is one of the best ways to do it. This is one of the best ways that you can support surf culture, the core surf culture, not the BS stuff. This is awesome. I mean, it doesn't get much more core than this. Matt Warshaw basically gave up surfing, moved to Seattle to do this. There's a guy just hanging out in his house in Seattle doing this. He doesn't have a team. He doesn't have sponsors. The captains of the surf industry don't even do anything to support it or lift a finger. So it's all supported by core fans. So I recommend everyone who considers themselves a surfer to support this.
And folks can listen to a past interview you did with Matt Warshaw on Swell Season.
And there will be a future one. I'm going out to Seattle in January.
Dope.
And he has actually offered to let me crash at his place. So I am going to go and dive into all the magazines. I'm probably just going to skip all work and just hang out there and just read magazines all day.
And not leave a room for 3 days.
My God, just be his poor toilet, his poor bathroom.
State has legalized.
His poor bathroom. I'm going to blow it up.
God.
And I just hang there just reading magazines for hours on end. You ever get that? Like Surf Magazine toilet legs?
Oh, dude. I just picked up the new Surfer's Journal. It sits right just to the left of my throne.
Do your legs ever go numb from sitting on a toilet and reading?
They just go numb when I sit.
Dude, honestly, I've gotten up after reading a bunch of articles
and
I fell down. I literally have fallen down. Oh my God, what happened to my legs?
3 days later.
Yeah.
I love that. What happened to my legs? Donna comes in and kicks you back to life.
They've atrophied from being on the toilet
with magazines.
So yes, if you want to donate, what you can do is you go to eos.surf/donate/ and you're there. Very easy. Donate, tax write-off. They have multiple options, and you can customize it if you want. So definitely support it. Matt's a legend, and what he's doing is, I think, very selfless and I think very important for surf. And with that, now we're going to get into some encyclopedic information here in this interview with Shaun Tomson at Warby Parker. It's going to be, you guys are going to really enjoy it. And
you want to... Before we jump into that, preview of next week's show?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Let's they could cancel. Things can happen.
Because it's a big one, folks.
It could be. It will be. We're working on a big show for next week. But,
Shaun Tomson, people need to hear this.
Shaun. I mean, Shaun is 1978 world champion. freaking amazing surfer, a great ambassador, only Jewish world surfing champion, by the way.
Interesting.
Chaim.
Yeah, boy. Tribe, South African Jew.
Snip dick.
Okay.
Circumcised.
Yes. We share that. It's probably the only thing I share with Shaun. Along with religion.
That and you're both regular foots.
That's true.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
So anyway, enjoy the show.
Yes.
It's going to be good. You're going to love it. And you can listen to a little bit of Shaun and me grilling him in front of a live audience. And we'll see you all next week. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook-ish. And of course, you can find us on iTunes and all the streaming channels. Thank you. And obviously, go to our website, swellseasonsurfradio.com, or go to our host radio station, wax.radio. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here in Green
That
Park,
is our home, our wonderful place we live, and there are other awesome shows on it.
Please check them out.
Actually, before we go, we have actually Dave from Wax here. Dave, what are some of the shows that are on Wax Radio?
You put me on the spot here, man. I don't even know. You got to check out wax.radio to find out.
There we go.
A
wide range of shows.
Wide range of shows, people. So go check it out. And here's Shaun Tomson.
Tyler, thanks for sharing this show from the archives. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure.
All right. No? No? All right. Hello, my name is Tyler Breuer. I haven't done anything yet. Thank you, though. I'm with SMASH. That stands for Surf, Movies, Art, Shaping History. We do lots of surfing cultural events here in New York. And want to thank you all for coming out tonight for a very special evening with a very distinguished guest. Before we get started, I first want to thank Warby Parker for letting us use this wonderful space. Thank you, guys. They have a wonderful staff. They've been so welcoming and nice. I just want to thank them all for working really hard to make this a great event. I want to thank Surfrider Foundation NYC chapter. If you're not a member, become a member. Be part of the solution. And I want to thank Laura of Left Right Media and her whole crew for basically putting this whole thing together. Thank you, guys. And yes, so this is what I like to call the Surfer's Studio. It's a little bit of a play on Inside the Actor's Studio. We get really in depth and really intense, and we geek out with surfers. Our distinguished guest tonight. He has amassed 19 professional wins. He's a 1977 world champion, a 1976 pipe masters. He was the cutting-edge tube rider in an era where tube riding was the pinnacle of surfing, the free ride generation. Owner and operator of major surf brands such as Instinct and Solitude, a motivational speaker, and to quote Fred Hemmings, the super stud of surfing. Matt Warshaw said he was the complete package. Bright and earnest, polite and dependable, a deadly serious competitor who is never anything less than a perfect sportsman. All that plus, he had an aristocratic blow-dried handsomeness that earned him modeling assignments from Calvin Klein to GQ.